And the mission of it is to nurture potential, rescue the harmed, and protect the earth.
A good foundation. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 116. Welcome to Hunt for Wellness. I'm John Hunt.
And I'm Christy Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that provide great water for your great wellness. Check it out at waterdistillers.com. A good foundation. It sounds like that old hymn, a firm foundation. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ is the firm foundation.
Yes, he is for our life.
That is. Yeah, but we're not talking about that really today. We're talking about a charitable foundation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know, there are a lot of charitable foundations that have spiritual underpinnings, but we're going to talk about the Young Living Foundation.
Right, the D. Gary Young Living Foundation.
Yes, and you know, foundations are interesting entities. They're kind of like businesses, but they're not, because they're not. Their goal is not to make a profit. Their goal is to do good, build something good, take in donations, and use those donations to do something good without having to worry about making a profit.
Okay.
So. I'm sure that's how...
So it's a shelter for money to go out to do good?
Yeah, and a lot of companies, you know, will have their regular company, like Young Living has its regular company, but the foundation is totally separate.
Yes.
It's the people that run Young Living don't have... You know, they can't tell the foundation what to do. The foundation has its own board of directors, and but what Young Living, the corporation, does with a percentage of its profits... they pour into that foundation, as well as the brand partners, the people who are involved in the business side of Young Living, take a percentage of whatever they want to do. They can choose how much they want to donate to the foundation, and actually even customers. Yes, can do that, right? If we look at the order form when you're checking out with your order, you can support the foundation.
Right. It says donate to those in need or donate to a child in need.
Yeah.
And usually it's $1. That's like the automatic thing. And if a person made, 12 orders a year, like once a month, that's $12. Yeah. Which is not like going to break anybody's bank. Yeah. But it can really help. Actually, they say that really helps a lot.
Yeah. If you get a lot of people doing just a little, that can make a big difference. So, right. And that is tax deductible, I'm assuming, too. So, anyway, the next time you place an order, if you're a Young Living customer, just look at the bottom of that order form, and you can make a donation if you want. Yes. But we should tell them what would they be donating to. Right. The D. Gary Young Foundation. Right. The D. Gary Young Living Foundation. It's kind of got a long name. A lot of Youngs. It does. And the mission of it is to nurture potential, rescue the harmed, and protect the earth. Nice. Which is very cool. And so how it got started was in 2009, Gary Young was building the Finca Botanica farm in Ecuador. And he was driving by an abandoned building, or so he thought, every day on the way to the farm from where he was staying. And one day he saw children around it, and he stopped, and he's like, oh my goodness, this is a school. And it just looked so bad. And he's dialoguing with his wife, Mary, and he's like, we have got to do something. She's like, well, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm going to build a school. I'm going to build them a new school. This is, so bad. And so that is exactly what he did. He built the Young Living Academy in Guayaquil, Ecuador, which is a poor area of Ecuador.
And he made it K through 12th grade. And typical school in Ecuador goes to 8th grade. That's kind of what the government supplies to 8th grade. And then if anybody wants to go beyond that, they have to pay themselves. But a lot of people can't because they don't have the funds. And these young people who are high school age, they can work.
Yeah.
So what Young Living does is this school is in high demand. Currently, it takes in 300 students, but they have a huge waiting list, and they interview every single family.
Not just the student, the family.
The family, to make sure that they're going to support their student as a student and allow them time to do their homework and not take them out of school for work. Because there's a lot of people who want to go to this school. Mm-hmm. And they have 100% graduation rate.
Wow.
Which is incredible. And the typical, I didn't look at it recently, but it was like 25% in Ecuador of that graduate from high school. Right. It was very low.
I heard a statistic recently that I think it's Baltimore, Maryland, is one of the poorest performing school districts in America. Mm-hmm. And not many kids graduate.
Really?
From high school. Yeah, it's really sad. So anyway, education is one of those things that if you can get a decent education, it gives you opportunity in the future.
Right.
That's a foundation right there. And education is a good foundation for a future.
It is, absolutely. It really is. So they make sure that the family is behind supporting the student, and then they apply, and then Young Living, the foundation chooses, or the school chooses who's going to come. Mm-hmm. And since there is such a big wait list, they are expanding the school for 900 students.
Wow.
So we're in the process of expansion right now, which is so cool. Mm-hmm. And they have, you can actually support one of these students if you want to.
Sponsor a student.
Yeah, you can sponsor a student. So it's a world-class education in an area where children are prone to dropping out before graduation. Mm-hmm. They get school supplies, nutritious school meals, and because Gary Young is so interested in health and wellness, there is no sugar in these meals. Isn't that cool?
They probably have the einkorn breakfast.
Crunch. And yeah. So they have nutritious school meals. I believe it's breakfast and lunch. Uniforms, resources that they need to succeed. They have a curriculum that fosters confidence, teamwork, leadership skills, both inside and outside the classroom. And there is a community-wide impact by empowering these students to engage in community service and enhancement projects. And really, they have uplifted the whole area, especially with their farm providing good work with good wages for people that didn't have it before. And at the Young Living Convention, we've seen many of these students come and talk to us, usually through an interpreter, sometimes not. It's been amazing. And a lot of them go on to college, to university, and they tell them, you are going to be the future leaders of Ecuador.
Wow.
Which they are, because they're educated and they believe they can do things.
Yeah.
And they want to be doctors and lawyers and various things like that. So anyone can sponsor a student. And so when you log into your youngliving.com and sign in, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the screen and you will see the Young Living Foundation at the bottom. And you can click on that and learn more.
Yeah, and it's a whole separate website. We can put a link on it too. It's younglivingfoundation.org. Mm-hmm. And you probably don't need to be a customer to support this, but if you buy your products through Young Living, not only do you get great products, but also part of what the corporation does is supports this as well. So, you get kind of a double whammy. If you support and you buy products from Young Living, they also support this as well. And, a lot of people, I know in the corporate world, corporate responsibility and, supporting things like this is very key. It's more than about just making money. Right. You want to make a difference in people's lives.
Exactly. I mean, why do we make money? Well, we make money to support ourselves, our family, our loved ones, and then, yes, to make a difference and to care for other people.
Yeah. And a foundation, again, like we talked about before, is not into making money. They're into making a difference.
Yes.
But of course, you need money for everything.
Right.
So, if you can do that extra donation, when you do your order, you can give directly to them if you want. It's just really a great thing.
It really is. It really is. I've been so impressed. So there's 3 areas that nurture potential.
Okay.
And that is providing marginalized communities with access to education and enterprise opportunities. Mm-hmm. And the 2 areas that prove to ignite sustainable change in the lives of beneficiaries and those around them. And so I would say one of their big things is this Young Living Academy, but they actually support a lot of organizations that help the marginalized, and so like around Christmas time, there's an ornament that is a gift with purchase, and there's, I've gotten like their bracelets that they've had that have been made by women in these challenging areas, and this is their business where they create things, and then Young Living buys them, pays them good wages, and sells them. So when you see like a Young Living Foundation like product, such as the bracelet with an essential oil paired with it, get that, because that is also not only blessing you, and you can give it as a gift too, but it's also blessing those that are receiving payment for making the products, which is really cool. I love that. And so that is the nurturing potential, which is also the education piece of it that we were talking about. And they do a lot. I can't even go into all of it, but you can check it out. We just want to give you a summary. They also protect the earth. And so what they say about that is that nature and local communities have always guided us. And with this perspective, we believe we can make a difference to deepen the movement for a livable planet that works for everyone. And sometimes, so it says, more than planting trees and protecting our land, our programs also focus on improving the ecological integrity of an area in order to enhance human well-being. So they're not only just focusing on, conservation and protecting habitat for animals and such, but also people. Because sometimes I feel like this conservation doesn't take in people,
right?
Yeah. And so that is really cool. You can find out more about that, but they are very concerned. They have a seed bank, the Utah Seed Bank. They are always like planting more than they're taking. And obviously this is a business that uses plants. And trees. And so like the sandalwood trees are mostly dead, the ones that they take to use, which is very interesting. And then they're always replanting and reforesting. So amazing. And then the other thing is rescuing the harmed, which, oh my goodness, since 2016, they have been committed to helping victims of abuse and survivors of labor and sexual exploitation. We partner with a program that tackles prevention, rescue, recovery, reintegration, and policy reform with the ultimate goal of enabling freedom, healing, and sustainable independence. And so often at the convention, there is a huge fundraiser for the Young Living Foundation. And we've had Hope for Justice there, which has is huge part. That's their whole plan, is rescuing the harmed. And it's amazing. They often raise $100,000 or to help the foundation and help these people.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else before we sign off? Again, just how you, if you want to find out more information, go to younglivingfoundation.org. We'll have a link to that in our show notes over at hunt4wellness.com. This is episode 116. And check it out, because there's so much good being done. And this is because of you buying the products to help Young Living have extra money to put into a foundation, but also the extra donation that you make at the bottom of your order form. And it's just amazing. It is money well given.
It is. And in the beginning, I didn't really know.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? And so I didn't give because I didn't know what it was.
Right.
And then I checked into what they're doing, where they're giving it.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, wow, this is very good. And what also Young Living does is they supply all the money for running the foundation. So everyone's donation actually goes to helping people. It doesn't go to running the foundation.
Administrative cost. Yeah, yes. You see a lot of, some of them have like up to 20-30% of what they bring in is just administrative.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you have to check that out as well. But here you don't have to worry about that. 100% of your donation goes straight into the programs that they're providing through the foundation.
Yes. And, God wants us to help the poor.
Yes.
And this is helping the poor.
It is.
And Mary Young says, money in the hands of good people does good.
It does.
Yes. And she also says that the foundation is mainly funded by the brand partners of Young Living.
Yeah.
Which is also very cool. So I love this foundation. I love that we can support and help people. This is a way to do it. Also, there's another opportunity that if you have a situation where I want to raise money for a certain project, maybe locally that you're dealing with, the foundation can match that. So you can check that out online, going to that younglivingfoundation.org and find that matching program.
Right. Yeah, and as long, I think as long as it fits within the criteria of their,
you have to apply.
The 3 areas, right?
Yes. Yes.
May not be like raising money for the marching band.
No, I don't think so. No, it's for helping the poor, literally.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that provide great water for your great wellness. Check it out at waterdistillers.com. And I think this show was a good foundation for what we've got coming up the rest of this year. Lots of good shows.
Yes.
But you'll have to come back to find out what they are. And you can do that on the next episode of Hunt for Wellness.